Today, let's go over Harrison Ingram and his NBA draft prospect profile. So Ingram is 21 and a half years old by the time the draft will take place. That is, he's a junior from North Carolina, and I would say he's a wing forward tweener. You know, you could see him some at the 3, maybe you could play some 4. And he's around 6'7", 230 pounds. Ingram spent his first 2 seasons at Stanford before transferring and spending his last season and his 3rd season with North Carolina, where he averaged 12 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. He did so while shooting 43% from the field, 38% from 3, and 61% from the free throw line, with a 47% mark from 2, and just about 1.5 turnovers per game. He also chipped in nearly 1.5 steals per game. So Ingram is a player who certainly profiles as an NBA defender. He has NBA wing defender size. At 6'7", 230, is not going to have any issues dealing with strength or physicality at the next level. He's a good catch and shoot 3-point shooter. He's really physical and strong, as we mentioned, and he's a really good rebounder. 9 rebounds a game, and he really rebounded well in conference play, where it seemed like there were several games with not just double digits, but like 13, 14 rebounds that Ingram was pulling in. And then anecdotally to me, as a Duke fan, it seemed like Ingram was just a big shot maker. The first game against Duke, he hit 5 threes, and it just felt like more than that. In the second game, he didn't quite hit as many, but just felt like whenever North Carolina needed a big shot, Ingram was the guy who was making it. And then he also has an ability to score from the mid to low post and bully smaller defenders. And he's got like a little turnaround jumper, or just he'll kind of bury the guy beneath the basket and find a way to get a layup. So he knows how to utilize his size. Ingram has definitely a lot of strengths. Now on the flip side, some of his weaknesses. He's not great with the ball. And that's evident in 2 places. One, he's not much of a playmaker, and that comes with a little bit of a caveat, as he was better at Stanford making plays for his teammates than he was at North Carolina. And part of that is he had less of the ball. You had RJ Davis, who was one of the better scorers in the country, and a pass-first point guard in Elliot Cadeau. Ingram's job was to finish plays, not make them. So that makes sense. But still, 1.4 turnovers is not great assist-to-turnover ratio when you're only talking about 2 assists. Additionally, his shooting. While it seemed like against Duke and in some of the bigger games he did hit his shots, overall, he only shot 31% from 3 in conference play, so a big regression from the 38% on the season, and still was around 60%, 61% from the free throw line, which is a better indicator of his success moving forward, and says to me there's legitimate concerns about Ingram's shooting ability, which is going to make it difficult for him to stay on the court, as I do think he's a good defender. He's going to need the 3 part for him to fill out his role as what I think will be a 3-and-D wing defender. So would I draft Harrison Ingram? Maybe. And it comes down to, do you feel that his 3-point shot is going to be legitimate? Because if you do, he is certainly worth taking at some point in the early to mid-second round, which is where I think he will go. I do think he's a better fit for a playoff team, as he's a guy who I think can come in and help right away, and doesn't really help a team that, you know, is maybe a few years out from contention, where he might be taking minutes away from guys who might need to develop. So I think Ingram is a win-now player, and depending on his 3-point shot, is either going to be a guy who gets some spot minutes here or there, or ends up being, a 7-8 year pro. So I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more great basketball content. See you guys next time. Peace.